'cause my hair's gone. No, no, no. You know we got to find a way to bring some understanding today. Picket lines, picket lines. Don't punish me. Brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on? Will you tell me what's going on? I wanna know what's going on. What's going on
in our neighborhood?
What's going on
with our political system?
What's going on
with police brutality?
What's going on
with education and healthcare?
What's going on? Yeah. What's going on? 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 Yeah, yeah.
WIIFTBPM.
We out west with it, where we live illegal, leaning off a leader, riding regal, tipping scales like Libras. Inhale, no L's, pulling out blocks like Jenga. In the rear of a Caprices, Billy Rams, flicking decent nonetheless. Nothing less than tens for the speakers. You'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cuz police try and treat us and keep us on a leash, cuz that's how they see us, thinking we nuts. Cuz we'll die for the ground beneath us, because this land made us. This land made of players that stay on paper. That's how we came up amongst the mayhem to the day when we display what we made of. The game could never change us, the West Side teachers. On these streets where you find that D before G. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got a bit of plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Smell the grind in the air, take a whiff. Only the nose knows the aroma. Compose the money rolls that fold up, holding cold cups. Searching for those that got the purple O's for the $4. And we could go nuts and stay at the stove like grocers, and post up with O's on the table like coasters. That's how the game coached us, made us all in the soldiers. Now that dough is the focus, so know that we own this. Molded by the hood role models, riding good, the latest model, drinking good, raising bottles like we just missed a pothole. You got to know that it's impossible to stop our flow. We've seen it all from watching cops reload 30s a dro while drinking the night away until the block got slow. You'll know as soon as you see us, we the ones laid back in the cut. My demeanor seems to always give me up. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got a bit of plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Yeah, home of the survivor, survival of the fittest in the town. It's wicked, you can J down in a minute. What am? What's the business? The biz is how you down and get it. From Cape Town to Fifth City, the sounds of Fifth's empty. When we tipsy, it's risky. risky. Where the lick be, at least 10 deep. It tempts me, but there's no mystery. Where the chips be, the tips G. Just our history from the 60s. Pimpin' ain't easy, but we bleed it. This here game is in our veins, in the air we breathe in. Believe this, it's no game. But the key is your mouthpiece, spit your game. But believe, turn nothing into something. We suffer without supper long enough. Struggling from summer to summer, the same place where the dope is sold. It's home to the Oprah show. The same place I know is home. We out west with it. Back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it. You just got up in a block. We out west with it. Riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it. I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it. Yes sir, hustle for every penny in the trenches. But we turn struggle into
Notice the Entourage DJs are taking over the game.
The Midwest invasion is here, and the true Midwest mixtape king is giving it to you. It's DJ G-Spot banging your mixtapes right now.
You are now listening to the mixtape. DJ G-Spot and Mick Lou, Chi-Town's finest. Definitely represent Southside, Westside, stand up.
Yeah, they honor my persona. See my coat of arms, cloaked in armor. Live and die by the code of honor. The honorable, known as Mick the Conqueror. My mantra is that of a monster. My vengeance is endless until you extinct like a condor. What you think I was armed for? I'm knocking at harm's door. Molded by the force, call me the Black Mamba. I'm putting up numbers like Kobe in the garden. My thoughts is thoughtless as I talk shit, and there's nothing as heartless as my heart lies deeper than the darkness that dwells where the sharks live. You sleeping with the fishies, but surfing with the marlins. On the surface, I'll unleash the carnage till you surf, till you starving, searching for a market. I'm the pit boss, tally up your losses. Your fate is sealed way before the card flips. You marks ain't shit. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sump. Y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers, snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying, I ain't buying. Ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kicking. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business, get yourself a life and skedaddle, motherfucker. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Unlike the players, y'all engage in betrayal. So brave, do anything for the day they can slay you. So devious, even if you can't even see the hate. I don't need to plead my case till you please. I seize the day. Feast off your mistakes from the cleanest of plates. Palate of a pharaoh, it's all seasoned to taste. A vision of perfection, at least 3 in my face. Fanning me with feathers, tease me with grace. I can't conceive defeat, nor will I concede the race to these conceited lames that can't believe my pace. So intrigued by my intrigue and display that intrigues the brain, there's nothing left to say. Hands down, I lure them to attack like cash is the allure of a champion with my banner in the rafters. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sump, y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers, snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass, y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying, I ain't buying, ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kickin'. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business, get yourself a life and skedaddle, motherfucker. Y'all ain't talking about shit.
My nigga Dr. Mindbender behind the boards. Custom, ain't no heroes or role models where I'm from for us to follow where I'm from. Just some niggas throwing gang signs and hollows where I'm from. They pop pills, sip lean, and bless bottles where I'm from. You still ain't figured it out, nigga, Chicago where I'm from. Home of some of the most notable women and men to exist. But the only stars niggas on their heads, the fin and the six. Most of us settle, however some intend to get rich. We lose homies and hit the internet to pretend that they miss. We spend link at the corner store, and motherfucker ain't gotta be enlisted in no army or Marine Corps to be going to war. It's gun smoke in the air, and it's blood stains on the floor. We all born poor, but yet and still we feel we born to soar. The beautiful struggle, bodies left blood oozing in puddles. We love to hate like a poisonous dart from Cupid then struck you. Shit, you stupid as fuck if you let the stupid instruct you. Should be using your muscle to build a lucrative hustle. Crabs in a bucket, so in one make it feel like we all did. From the county to Stateville, long stretches and small biz. The clucks chasing they last high. The shorties throw up middle fingers when the low pass by. They ask why we live this way. You couldn't overstand it unless you had to. Faggot police harass you, so-called homies will blast you. A message to out of towners written in blood. Don't take your dumb ass to the hood if you ain't plug.
Spit with the curse of Capone. You gotta live with all the words you condone, then it's on. They'll kill you dead, then bring the hearse to your home. Back in my shorty days, niggas will put a 40 to your sporting waves. Nowadays, these niggas thugging on phones. How it's nice, I used to play for the Dome. Philly been chillin'. But when you ball, get you a gun, it'd be like Ben Wilson, the pin drilling. Fuck how out of towners view the shot. I'm out west where every conflict crucial is do or die. If it's war, it's gonna be to the death. It's you or I. I come at peace, but if you touch my body, that's suicide. And my bloodline is niggas that'll kill and move a pie. I got a QP and sold it to my mans at U of I. My pop told me, just get through high school, then you decide. In the shy, it's the six to the fin. Choose a side, move and slide. The city don't wanna see you with shit. From politicians to the preachers, hard to see who legit. Sell some seed for you to see green and piece you to fit. It's I am God and the God green who's seeing this shit. Let's go. If you think it's love here, then pump your brakes. This the wild onion, that dark ass city that love to hate.
Okay,
let's go.
Let's show off. I'm from a land where the texts go off. Them gang signs thrown and the heads broke off. We hate you niggas, cause we gave birth to you ungrateful niggas. So in the 6 feet of earth, it's where we place you niggas. It's barely a secret. We move shit, telekinesis. And box niggas like Chevy Caprices. My stress is post-traumatic. All I see is murders and massacres. Cancer patients and catheters. Fake narrators and savages. No horse and carriages. This funeral's wakes. To stay alive, stay out the way of the unusual snakes. A beautiful place, Chi-Town's the greatest. That's why they hate us. But listen, nigga, do me this favor. Do me no favors, we major. League rounds open, a few rounds smoking. I'm Chicago. It's grilled onions on that U-Town Polish. Ain't no catching up. Be a winner and stack okra. This Chicago, nigga. The inventors of black culture, motherfucker.
This is a traffic jam. Traffic jam.
I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indy, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Same shit everywhere, saw it in the A out on Old Nat. Sucker free suckers can't take the heat, nah they gon' rap. Big dumb cats, big guns clap. Another brother dead, another mother son lack. I'm from the era where the niggas did scrap. Seen the same person shot with two different straps. You don't want this, now you don't want that. Tired of fuck shit, wanna take a nap. I'm a dog on these chicks, just a different cat. Must make at least an M to make an impact. Made just paint the Benz matte black. Fresh head to toe, never wore socks that didn't match. Cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Nigga, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Check, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indy, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Talking money, shit hit my jack. If it don't make sense, shit I can sense that. Blowing big loud, never the mid-pack. See you talk, that's just big cap. Nigga, I walk the walk with graduation hats. Fuck your opinion, nigga, in fact. You fuck my bitch, shit, I tip my hat. Now she dead to me, can't bring her back. Play the game, play the field, never been set. Bulls game flow seats just like my Benz mats. Blunt to my lips, gun on my hip, her project pack. Act not my cup of tea, rather sip some yak. Cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. I'm from the middle of the map. We ride big Chevys, big Cadillacs. I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. We shaking up, don't give too much that. Nah, I'm from the middle of the map. Granny's moved up top, cook so food and got us fat. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the restaurant barbecues, the taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
I'm Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
WIFTBPM. Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin. Let's begin now.
They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because our size. It's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because our size. It's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because our size. It's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because our size.
What's good, everybody? You know what time it is. It is officially time to jump back down on the soil and rock with the illest independent sports media outlet in the land. You're not rocking with the bigs. I'm your man, T-Time, coming to you as usual with my brother, Gino. What's good?
What's the Benoski?
It is all good, man. Chilling on this cloudy Wednesday, hump day. You know, we got to get over this one to get to the weekend, man. We're almost there. But, Gene, man, I got some questions I'm looking forward to talking to you about last night's NBA games, man. I had a bunch of fun watching those.
Games?
Game.
It seemed like games of them last 2 minutes took an hour and a half.
Exactly. It felt like it was a baseball game.
They need to stop that, man.
But, yeah, man, the draft lottery was yesterday. We got some clarity on what the Bulls offseason is going to be looking like. And I got some questions about that, Gino. We got to break it down for the people because I seen, of course, on my timeline, it's always split, but I seen a 50-50 split of how people are feeling about yesterday's draft lottery. But
that we knew the Bulls wasn't going to get the top 4 pick.
See, Gino, that's why I said we got to talk about it because
right.
Going into it, we were hopeful. But, yeah, come out of you come out of it. Like I said, things are a little bit clearer now. But shout out to everybody that's tuning in, rocking with the bigs, man. You had a real good Diamond Talk last night after the Cubs W with our boy Russ Dorsey. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, Russ just happened to be leaving. You know, a lot of the guys when they get done in the box, you know, they get a bathroom break before that walk back to the Camry lot.
Yeah, about a mile and a half
to the crib. Well, it seems like it's a mile and a half at midnight.
Exactly.
Luckily, it's only 2 blocks away.
Let me tell you, it's always funny to hear Gene's how do you call it? His voice or his how you can hear the tiredness in your voice. And yesterday, you and Russ had the same face at one point, and I couldn't get the cam up fast enough. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell him to wrap it up, G.
Because like I said, usually I'm done before those guys are done writing in the box, but. You know, I decided to wait and finish that game, finish watching that game on my computer before I, hopped on the Diamond Talk. So the last 2 minutes lasted like a half hour. So I'm usually out of there. A normal game. Yesterday's game was a little shorter. Our boy Kyle Hendricks, the king of the under 3 hour baseball game.
Put in work, yep.
So it was 2 hours and 52 minutes. But the fact that game, like I said, the last minute and 30 seconds took like 25 minutes, which extended my Diamond Talk time. So I would usually be out of there probably by 11, but I didn't end up leaving until almost 12. So Russ, I guess he was done writing his piece.
Got it in before his
deadline, yeah. So he was about to leave, and I saw him down. I was on one end, he was at the other end. I said, Russ, come on, join Diamond Talk, man. And like you said, it was it's always good to chop it up with Russ. Russ has a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge. One of the brothers, so it's always a special place in our heart to share the spotlight with the brother, man. So yeah, good Diamond Talk last night, but yeah, man, midnight. That walk back to the but it's funny because you see so many different people. Like you'll see the workers leaving the ballpark. You see security.
Oh yeah.
Because the team, they flew out to LA last night, so they didn't have to wait for the guys to come out and leave, get in their cars and leave. So the parking lot was closed already. You see a bunch of Cubs fans still hanging around Wrigleyville drunk.
Oh yeah,
just so drunk.
It was a good 75, out there. Like, you stayed around that,
Yeah,
it was decent to be outside.
It was decent, and like I said, there's always somebody. You're not walking alone, so it's always somebody out there walking.
That's a good way to put it.
Then when you get to the parking lot, it's a bunch of cars still in the parking lot.
It's like, who else is still here?
Well, when I'm leaving, the people that are coming to clean up are pulling up in the parking lot, so they park there too.
Okay.
So yeah, they come deep. So
on the south side, by the time I leave, I'm like, my car,
the only car.
It should be like an album cover because it's a huge parking lot with just one whip in it.
Yeah.
Like that's how it looks every time I leave.
That's us putting in that extra work, man.
Shout out to Diamond Talk. I have a good time doing that one.
Yeah, man.
And Gino, we had to look at the schedule. The White Sox got 2 off days this week. I don't know what other teams in baseball have weeks where they got 2 off days, but they were off on Monday. They're off tomorrow. They're actually about to play in about 5 minutes today. First pitch is 11:35 our time. So I'm looking forward to these guys getting back home. They should be well rested after a tough road trip. You know what I mean?
Are they 0 for their last 5?
Yes, they are. They had a tough game yesterday, Gino. My boy Yaz Money, a.k.a. No Doubt, seemingly had a real clutch home run at the time to get the guys a 3-2 lead, and I think it was the 6th inning. The guys came back in the 7th, the Pirates, and doubled them up, put 6 on the board. You know what I mean? So, and that was really all she wrote. The bullpen had a tough time yesterday, man. Aaron Bummer, Garrett Crochet, who came in after Lucas. Lucas did his thing. You know what I mean? Only gave up 2 runs in 6 innings, but after that, the floodgates opened. So right now, you're just trying to get this one behind you, man. You thought you were going to get some straightening with the Pirates. Unfortunately, they landed one on the chin last night of the White Sox, and now you just want to get this one so you can go home and sleep in your own bed on Thursday.
All day.
Come back to a full capacity crowd at the G Spot on Friday, bruh. So no restrictions no more. The fans, I know are going to be piling in. Tickets went on sale last week, and I got a bunch of people that's going to be at these next few series. So we got the Mariners for 3 games over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then 4 with the Twins. You know how you back to the AL Central. Got to get a piece of the AL Central every time you get to the crib. So,
no, you would think, going into Pittsburgh. I mean, I don't know, another team. Maybe the Arizona Diamondbacks, a team that you would look forward to playing after coming off of.
And what's going on with the Diamondbacks?
Oh, they're losers. They're just losers. In my Charles Barkley.
Plummeted to the bottom of the.
In my Barkley voice, man. Because let me tell you something. They're just losers, man.
They're just losers,
man. But yeah, the Pittsburgh Pirates. But you got to remember, these are Major League Baseball players. At the end of the day, the record is one thing, but these guys are all Major League Baseball players. They all come to the ballpark, looking to win a baseball game.
Oh, yeah.
When you look at the Pirates roster, man, up and down the lineup, they got some pretty good players over there.
And they haven't been playing too bad as of late.
They haven't.
You know what I mean?
Was Key Brian Hayes? Was he back? He's back.
Yep.
Okay, he's been out for a lot of the beginning of the season.
Man,
Adam Frazier
and he got busy yesterday on Lucas. I think he scored both of the 2 runs that they got on Lucas, and I was watching my timeline. The fans kind of circled his name as a player.
I was about to say that, brother. That's one of the guys that'll be available before the trade deadline.
And exactly, and he's been putting in work on the White Sox this season. I think it's like the 3rd time they lost.
Okay,
3rd or 4th time we lost to the Pirates this year, bro. So definitely came out of this road trip feeling like, okay, Rick Hahn, I know we wanted to play it cool. And I was talking to SD about, these guys being patient and how urgent was the need to fill some of these spots, especially after Nick Madrigal went down. But now I feel like you need an infielder.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at Michael Kopech wondering, when he's going to come back. You saw him move around after that hamstring. But,
I wasn't really paying attention.
He's had a hamstring injury.
Michael Kopech too?
Yeah, he's been on the shelf. He's been on the shelf for a couple of weeks now. Seen him running full speed, but that was a week ago now, and he still hasn't been back. So definitely miss him because, like I said, the bullpen has been getting beat up, bro. You know what I mean, Gino? Like no BS. Yes, the calendar is about to turn July, and the guys are in a good spot. But if it's anywhere that the White Sox are kind of soft right now, it's that long relief area to get to Liam Hendricks. The road to Liam Hendricks is still kind of bumpy, bro. So because, after Grandel had that home run yesterday, G, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is, here we go. They about to wrap this up. The Pirates not going to come out swinging. They totally did. But it was because the White Sox bullpen was just leaving stuff over the plate, giving up walks. You know how it goes.
Oh, them walks come back to haunt you.
Kill you, bro. And they all came around to score in that 7th inning. So, you know how it is more than anybody, Gino. You want to get back to that home cooking, especially after you done got slapped around a little bit.
Some of that mama's cooking.
You went to somebody else's crib and had their mama cooking, and kind of you like moms they cooking better than yours. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a depressing road trip that felt super long because every night they was getting thumped on their head. So 11:35. First pitch should be, any moment now. So hopefully they
Who's
can.
on the bumps for them today?
You know what? I think it's Dylan C. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I know Lucas went yesterday. So
Good arm to
either him. It's either Cease or Keuchel. So
okay.
Definitely should be able to get one going home. But if you're a White Sox fan, G, get to the park. G, I wish I had some pictures. The giveaways over the next 3 days, but I feel like they go, making up for lost time because they couldn't give away anything last year, so they just piling up on the giveaways as far as fan goes. So we may have, I'm gonna see what I can do to finesse a couple of them, so maybe we can come back on the soil and throw some to the people. But
I see Sydney Sid Brown said I'll be there at the Sox game on Sunday, my 6th Sox game of the year.
Oh, the 6th one. You've been getting busy out here. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a crowded one. On Sunday, Gino, I got a chance to walk on the concourse, the last home game, and this is still
like
60% capacity.
Did it feel like old times?
It felt like old times, bro. I don't know if it's a shortage on workers, but it was a long line everywhere. Every single stand had a long line.
I think it's a shortage of workers just in general.
Yeah, I've been seeing
in all
that.
Industries.
I tried to hit Landbirds yesterday. And they was like, had help wanted signs all over the place. Like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, nobody's coming back to these kitchen jobs. I worked at McDonald's, fam. Like, if you spend a year not doing that, you are not going back. Like, it's all going to hit you. You're going to be like, you know what? I don't want to live my life that way anymore. And who could blame them? Like,
I worked for McDonald's for a year and a half.
Oh, man, Joe. It could have been a reality. I told you the McDonald's tale.
Oh, brother.
But that on the food side, don't even
Ron
get me started about that.
Go ahead and give us a McDonald's horror story, man.
Woo.
Man, my first day. My first day there.
What was your job?
The first thing they asked me to do? Clean the ice cream machine. Like pull it out, wipe it down, mop behind it, everything.
Oh, yeah.
A job. That was a job.
Oh, yeah. That's why it's never operating, G, because the bugs don't want to clean that yet. They like, look, after 8 o'clock, good luck, because you probably the staff's probably gonna go down. It's a couple of people. Nobody's gonna have to deal with that ice cream machine. It's sad, bruh. Sad, but I can't blame them, because like I said, the even on the social side, I told you one of the homies brought me to his trunk and was like, "What do I need?" And it was everything. You feel me? I was like, dog, we at McDonald's,
man
right?
He had a jab. He had burners.
I'm like, gee,
man, we was doing on our lunch break. We was going out to the parking lot, coming back lit.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's not that. It was like I wasn't partaking in these festivities on break. You feel me? I'm like, bro, you know what? I don't ever want to talk to you again.
You might not even need to be working at McDonald's, bro.
Nah,
you might as well go ahead and hit the streets.
Yeah, but see, I feel like if you look a little deeper into it, sooner or later, we talk about robo umps in baseball.
Oh yeah. You ain't seen
cashiers.
Them? What? Oh, it's already in motion. Yeah,
bro.
Tell me you ain't seen this new mock-up of the restaurant. I think obviously it's probably in China or something. They like.
Oh yeah,
5
it's
years
already
ahead
in
of the
motion.
States.
Yeah,
at Navy Pier, they got theirs up too.
Oh, they changed it to machines over there
at McDonald's.
Yep.
Well, I meant just restaurants in general.
Oh yeah.
So there's this mock-up where the restaurant, there are no more servers. The meal comes from the kitchen, so obviously someone has to prepare the food. But after it's prepared, it comes on a conveyor belt. Then it comes through. It goes through a machine. It goes up into the roof. It comes into the restaurant. It comes down.
Like
the restaurant
a conveyor belt.
Yes. The ceiling opens above your table.
Oh no.
They lower the food. They lower your plate onto your table. It automatically takes the top off of it. Your food is there. When you get done eating, from under the table, it opens up, and there's a dishwasher. So it lowers your food down into the dishwasher, takes your plate away, and sends it back to the kitchen.
Oh yeah, that's totally out of Back to the Future. Yeah, I mean, who did and who had something similar to that? The Museum of Science and Industry. I think the way they cafeteria was set up one time is that the conveyor belt would run through where you sat, and you got your order would come, and you just pull it off the conveyor belt. I'm maybe not. I gotta remember if it was the Museum of Science and Industry, but shout out to my auntie because that's totally ringing a bell. The conveyor belt style of serving without any humans, like you said, you put your order in at the front. They tell you where to sit, and then the food comes.
It comes right to you. You don't have to do anything. You get done eating, put your
what?
Silverware up, and they takes it away for you.
Are humans serving your food overrated? Like, would you rather a robot do it? You know what I mean? Like, because you the last time I went to a restaurant, spent like 30 minutes before I got served, bro. You know,
I mean, there are the pros and cons. Really, the only con is somebody not having a gig, taking the gig economy, taking someone's bread from.
Yeah, definitely.
But other than that, no.
Are the robots gonna close down the spot 30, 40 minutes before it's time to close?
Yeah. Did you see the robot dog that bust down the gangbangers and the drug dealers in New York?
Joe, and the Gigapet stuff. Yeah, you know. What,
call that boy Gigapet. I remember those.
You remember those?
Oh, no, Ron Rilla. Straight up, like about a month and a half ago, the New York City Police Department, the New York Pricks and Dicks, shout out to Prodigy, they bust down the drug stain with a Giga dog. A robot dog, bro. They sent that man into the projects.
Minority Report, y'all.
And he busted the dope dealers down. It was, stop it, man.
And don't even get me started on, like, if you, like, damage that dog, it's probably a felony.
Oh, it's definitely a felony.
Yeah.
You it's
if
police
you pick
property.
it up and throw it, you're going to the slammer, so.
I don't know I do know where the world is headed, but it could be worse, man.
Side note before we jump into the first break. Are we jumping into the, you want to?
May as well.
I'm just saying we do need robo umps, bruh.
Man, as long as we got Angel Hernandez back there trying to call balls.
You know how much time during the game I spend looking at the MLB app, bruh? Look at the third. It'll be 2 strikes in the zone. The third pitch come in the same area. It's a ball. And I'm like, gee.
Fam, we're going to go to break. Now, when we come back, I don't know what you want to talk about. But we have got to talk about Operation Sticky Stuff at one point.
Oh, man. We have to. Yeah, you're right.
It's just flat out ridiculous.
Definitely.
MLB, Rob Manfred, you're an idiot, man. Ron Rilla, take us to break, man. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard.
What are y'all takes on blended families?
Meaning white people? Or what? No, she mean like you got kids, this person got kids, y'all get together and bring the whole family together. I don't know. I have zero experience with it. I imagine it can be challenging. Especially I think the older the children are, I think the more challenging it could be. I think if it's little children or something, you can kind of explain it to them and they may like grow up together and kind of in that same space where this is mom, this is dad type thing. But if you talk about older kids where they literally have a mom or dad, another person like that has been in their lives, or when they're older and you're like, oh no, this is your stepbrother, stepsister. Like, nah, we like 17. Like, I'll bone her. And if this family don't work, you can just give me to the game anyway. Ain't no other, it ain't gonna matter. No woman will ever be important. I'm not being an ass. I'm serious. In my mind, the value of that kind of a commitment is family. I got that already. So now we just chilling. So you ain't gonna really know my children.
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Tucson Warner and Herb Howard live on What's In It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
My brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters. Yeah, no bullshit at the pulpit with questions for the reverend, like why I gotta die to go to heaven, or are these lies and deception a sign of what's next? To deny my progression to my soul through my spirit from my mind and my flesh. You be hard pressed to alter my perspective. It's reflective of my perception. All the lives and the tribes that's affected, dying quick, effects from environments neglected, disconnected, disrespected. This the same section we never invest in. Our own sales from our own shells, become owners on our own, then get on with our own help. Yeah, creators of our own world, communicate, we accumulated our own wealth. Created in this image, so when I say it, I meant it. Do the science for yourself. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. Can you dig that though? And I put this on my mama, Black Madonna, Mother Earth, Mother Africa. I'm honored to be a part of where it started. Selling Starburn through the stars, stardust on my starship. My heartbeat is godly. I'm the light harness from the darkest part of darkness. Such a godsend. I teach my son to treat your daughter like a goddess. I teach my daughter to treat your son like a god king. I can never deny my fate. My melanated skin tells my story every day. Fortunately, my fortune awaits. Majority of the world, minority in the States. Yeah, we blossom from the concrete. The world copies what they see, then mocks my mystique. The possibilities impossible to see. The ways of Western man can match the prophets of the East. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. Young brother, young king, you're a genius. Young sister, young queen, supreme beings. All you have to do is believe it. All you gotta do is believe it. Young brother, young king, you're a genius. Young sister, young queen, supreme beings. All you gotta do is believe it.
Y'all niggas, and you gon' be niggas forever, just like us. Niggas.
Man, bro.
You're not niggas.
We are back on the soil. Talking to my man Gino, man. You saw what he said on the other end of the break. The stick. What do we call this era? We had the steroids era.
I call it the substance. I'm just calling it the substance abuse era.
It's not the sticky fingers era.
Operation Sticky Stuff.
I'm picturing a ball just with all kind of gook on it. The way the MLB is kind of reacting to it, you would think that the balls look like that when they came out of the pitcher's hand. But what we've been seeing over the last couple of nights is the MLB's response to them implementing some new rules as far as what pitchers can have on their hands or use as far as foreign substances to get grips. And basically nothing. You can't have nothing on your hand. You can't use anything for grip. It's just your bare skin and the ball. You know what I mean? Which hasn't been, and you've pitched, and I know we've talked about it before, But it's been the way since as long as I can remember baseball. Whether it just be some some sunscreen is what the guys are saying. Why can't we use that? But what is with MLB doing the pat down after innings on pitchers now, bro? Whether it's a hat, a belt, a glove, umpires are allowed to check it now just to make sure there's nothing on it. Like, break it down for me. Like, get me to an understanding of what's going on.
Well, you see how, I mean, it's frustrating. You can see it, and I mean, I wish MLB, I know MLB wishes most pitchers were like Kyle Hendricks, just an easygoing guy. Always got his poker face. You'll never know if Kyle is up or down. But you saw Max Scherzer. You saw Buddy from the Oakland A's last night. Was it Soriano? Was that his name?
I believe it was. I'm going to look it up real quick so we don't muck it up.
Just all of any. I just don't think it was a well thought up idea. And obviously, you know what I think about Rob Manfred. And
what is he?
He's an idiot. And it's showing by this tactic that they're using to check pitchers. And it's not like it's okay. We check the pitchers before they take the mound at the beginning of the game.
Sergio
Romo, exactly. Mm-hmm. From the Nationals, right?
Yep.
Used to be for the Nationals. So it's not like we check the pitchers before the start of the game. We check them at the end of the third inning or, whatever. Because they're going to be different scenarios. Relief pitchers are going to come in at different times during the ball game. So it's not like you can check them at a specific time. But you see the frustration on pitchers. Operation Sticky Stuff started Monday. So it's now Wednesday. So it's been 2 nights of baseball. And I'm pretty sure 80%, 90, probably 100% of the pitchers around the league are not in favor of it. It just wasn't a well thought out idea, man. These guys are creatures of habit. You come out, you're locked in. I'm locked in on my job. I got a job to do for 6 to 7 innings, and I'm locked in. Now I got to worry about you coming to break my cycle of concentration because you want to check my hat, you want to check my glove, you want to check my belt, you want to check everything possible where I could be hiding some type of foreign substance.
And if you find anything, it's an automatic 10 game suspension.
It's an automatic 10-game suspension.
10 game
paid.
or 10 day?
10 game.
Wow.
Paid suspension. So, again, I love the Max Scherzer and Joe Girardi.
Back and forth.
Yeah, last night. Joe Girardi's basically saying, I've watched Max Scherzer pitch for 10 years. He's obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer when he's done playing. But I've never seen him go to his head as much as he did last night. He's like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anyone, but I'm just trying to do what I think is best for my team. Max Scherzer, on the other hand, is like, hey, man, well, what do you want me to do? My head is the only part of my body that I was sweating. I need to be able to grip the ball. If they've taken away the things we've been using since inception, baseball has been around for over 125 years, bro.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. So now if you want us to change what we do mid-season, again, they didn't give this rule prior to spring training so these guys could have ample opportunity to get this thing in order.
You know what? I thought that was interesting for Joe Girardi, a former catcher, to be the one to look at Scherzer like, yeah, now you're touching your head and everything like that. And I'm looking at Joe Girardi, I'm wondering, like, a pitcher has to be able to grip the ball. You know what I mean?
As a former catcher.
Yeah, as a former catcher. And then on top of that, if you take away the ability to use a kind of substance, then pitchers are forced to find some other ways. And I'm not surprised that, maybe it's the sweat on top of their head. Maybe it's, something like that.
Because a lot of the guys that Rosenbach is behind the mound, they said, you can't. Albert Alzolay was like, man, I can't. That the Rosenbach might as well not even be there. It serves no purpose.
So why does it serve no purpose?
Because he said it still doesn't give you grip on the ball.
I know, and that's just they tossed it a couple of times, let it go.
So remember last year we would watch Kyle Hendricks. He had like a little wet towel in his back pocket.
Okay.
And he said he would go to that, every couple pitches just
that's dead now. There's no way they letting that go down these days. So, on top of that, though, Schwarzer, he pitched a great game yesterday. So I know that guys complained about injuries. We saw the homie in Tampa go down, but I'm wondering at the same time, is this really gonna, are we gonna see pitchers fall off the the map? Are we gonna see offensive numbers go up? Because pitchers aren't able to grip the way they, used to.
You're going to see a 2,700 spin rate go to 2,200 now?
Yeah.
An outstanding pitcher go to regulation?
Yeah. So I'm wondering if but see, now baseball got to quit it with the airport pat down after innings, bro. Like,
whack.
How was that a part of the game, G? I feel like you're totally probably messing with the pitcher's routine.
You're messing with their psyche. I'll come off the mound, and you saw – Buddy from what's his name? Sergio Romo
was about to.
That man threw his hat on the ground, threw his glove on the ground, took his belt off, and pulled his pants down. Like, hey, bro, you want to check my nutsack too?
And that's you know what, that especially if a pitcher is coming off a bad inning, like
the last thing I want to do is have to run up on you to check me to see if I'm cheating. It's
right,
just
I ain't everybody hit. I ain't strike nobody out.
Yeah,
I had a bad, like, you checking me and I just whoop my ass.
just gave up 3 runs and you want to check to see if I'm.
It's like, gee, let me get to the dugout, fam. So let me get to the dugout.
Yeah,
so I can throw something.
But when you we talked to Chris Bryant last night about the same situation, and Chris Bryant is an interesting dude.
He had a different perspective.
Yeah, he was just like, man, we were stupid as hitters to believe that the sticky stuff helps pitchers grip the ball. I wish I could.
He said that's not. So what is it for then?
I don't know how long it's going to take me to find this.
He said we were stupid as hitters to believe.
I want to play it for you.
That sticky stuff.
I'm going to play it for you. Give me a second,
He said
guys.
this after the game?
This was after the game. Let me bring it up real quick.
Now, see, I'm interested in seeing what the hitters feel about it. I know the pitchers are pissed because like we said, you're adding something that's going to disrupt. They're
the hitters gonna think it's helping them because they gonna think it was something up the pitcher's sleeve anyway.
Well, Chris Bryant is out here it sounds like he's saying that it didn't matter in the first place. You know what I mean? So, and who was that? Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso
came out and said it didn't matter. You know what I mean?
If I think it's slightly any chance of me hitting better, I wouldn't even care. You know what I'm saying?
Can you?
Yeah. Is that you?
Oh, okay, damn. Is that coming through the?
Nah, just coming through the computer. But nah, man. So, yeah, find those Chris Bryant comments. I got to see what he's thinking.
I'm here right now. Let me get this together.
Did you see what Carlos Rodon said? I know you saw
it. About a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and he came out and pitched great in his last outing. So, do you think there's any chance that these guys take that pat down out of the game?
They got to.
Can't go into the playoffs with
they
that.
Got to. It looks bad. The aesthetic of it looks bad.
Isn't the objective to like shorten the game? Yeah, I mean, I thought the objective was to shorten the game.
I don't think anything Major League Baseball has done to shorten the game has shortened the game.
We want to shorten the game, but you know what? Pat down the pitchers after a couple of innings.
Let me see. Ron, really, am I connected over there? On the road? All right, let me see.
All good over here, my brother.
All right, I'm gonna bring the video up. But yeah, well, inform the people of what Carlos Rodon said.
No. you know what he said. He said he sounded like Gino out there, that it's a stupid rule, that it's an overreach. Just basically MLB is reaching and doesn't understand the pitchers in today's game. So, but like I said, Rodon came out in his last appearance and it was absolutely, electric. So I feel like it's something that we need to see more of. But the pettiness of the pat down is what's on display. You know what I mean? I think it just shows they got amateurs running the game, people that don't really know the game. You know what I mean? Because I can't imagine anybody that knows the games, thinking that a pat down in between innings is okay.
All right, I think I got it. 1 second.
Imagine them doing this in any other sport.
Stop it.
Imagine them doing this to quarterbacks in between plays.
All right, let me see if this is it.
I've seen an unbelievable,
and this is Chris Bryant,
change in just the nastiest pitches I've ever seen. I've seen an
all right.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, all the pitching is great in the big leagues. I mean, since 2015, I've seen an unbelievable change in just the nastiest pitches I've ever seen. And anytime you say, "Oh, you face good pitching," it's like, well, I felt like that since April 1st. Everybody's a good pitcher in this league. So, it's nice to kind of say, "Hey, he's a good pitcher." You battled this and that, but I don't believe in that too often because they're all really good.
Let me scale it back because that was the second part.
I expect, I think we're all guilty of that. We all want. Oh yeah, I'm a big believer in doing more work inside, just because you get outside and you're more concerned with
this is Chris
what
Bryant
the ball
talking
looks
about
like after it hits your bat.
Adjusting to
I think we're all guilty of that.
I'll just let it ride.
Balls going to the stands and home runs and, feel really good about that. But I feel like when I'm taking batting practice, on the field, I expect perfection, and anything short of that, I find myself getting frustrated with myself. Whereas if I do feel perfect, then I'm expecting that. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation. So that's why I'm a big believer in just working in the cage and focusing on your swing and not the result of the ball flying into the field.
So you alluded to it early on, that just being patient. Is there a tendency at times you think of trying to do too much, especially when the rest of the team maybe is having trouble scoring runs?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the team not scoring runs.
And this is baseball being the most individual
you feel good,
team
you have a hit streak of 14 games, and
you kind of have to be
getting
a
lot of
selfish
hits. You feel like you want to keep that going, so you don't want to walk. You want to keep getting hits. So you swing at, a borderline pitch that you maybe wouldn't have swung at, and then you expand it a little more and a little bit more, and then you find yourself chasing pitches that you don't want to be swinging at, and then you got to backtrack and rewind and try to get out of that hole. So it's all cyclical. I mean, I think we all go through it. When we're going good, you just want to keep hitting, keep swinging. Sometimes you have to do the opposite.
It was pointed out that you guys have faced some really great pitching over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, the other side has something to do with what people are able to do as well, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But I mean,
it's crazy how open
all the pitching is great.
This is why I want to run it back.
Since 2015, I've seen an unbelievable change in just the nastiest pitches I've ever seen. And anytime you say, "Oh, you face good pitching," it's like, well, I felt like that since April 1st. Everybody's a good pitcher in this league. So, it's nice to kind of say, "Hey, he's a good pitcher." You battled this and that, but I don't believe in that too often because they're all really good.
Hey, Chris, I feel like, whether it's Ross or your teammates are being asked about this June schedule for weeks, and you still have a 3-city road trip at the end of this. How do you view kind of facing the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, the defending World Series champs, for 4 games coming up here?
Yeah, I personally, I one of my favorite places to play. I just love that stadium. It's really I don't know. You see the ball pretty good. I don't know. It's just something about being in LA too. I feel like time slows down a little bit. So I love, always enjoy going there and, but yeah, I feel like the June schedule has been interesting. I think this next road trip we're going to 3 different time zones and an off day mixed in between, but yeah, we just got to keep battling and keep hanging in there, and got some good teams, coming on up that we're playing. Dodgers are always good.
If I didn't have a prior engagement, I'd be in LA right now.
Those guys, and
move
on to what's next.
Okay,
3 weeks into that, to this challenging schedule. I mean, have you learned anything about this team or even, the offense in particular?
In regards to the schedule?
Yeah, just in regards to going through this stretch, finding ways to win, even if maybe everything's not clicking for the team.
Who was that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's important to recognize that it is a up and down.
Jake was there.
Okay.
It's just a way of baseball. You go up and down, and it means you're living. When it's flat, it means you're dead. I mean, it's as simple as that. So you ride the waves. And realize that, hey, it's not always going to go your way. You got to keep your head up, come out ready to play, and maybe you get that pitch again, and then you do something with it and not foul it off. And I feel like we've just been fouling balls off. Maybe, I don't know, but I guess as metaphors, we just keep fouling balls off. We're not really, crushing one in the seats, and maybe we have a little more losses than we would have liked, but you got to roll with it.
Chris, this might be a tough one to answer, but in 2 days, have you, seen less spin on the ball or anything like that in terms of the pitchers?
No, I just seen the umpires getting a little more exercise, running in to check all the pitchers. It's kind of funny, but I'm all for it. I'm all for the keeping it out of the game because I feel like at first we were so stupid as hitters, saying, "Oh yeah, it's for control." We just don't want them to hit us, and that was such a cop out. So I love that. Things are kind of going the other way, and whatever. I mean, if we get hit, we get an on base percentage. So that's the kind of way the game has been going. The last 4 or 5 years.
We have anything else for KB?
Hey, Chris, you were in the home run derby as a rookie. Would you recommend that experience for Patrick Wisdom? Do you think he has any shot at getting there?
Yeah, he's on the day here.
I mean, I did it for other personal reasons. It wasn't really for me, but it's a fun experience for sure. I don't know if I'd ever do it again. It's just really tiring. And I only did 1 round. I can't imagine going the whole way, but he could certainly win it. That guy can really crush a ball. So I heard I think Otani's in it. I don't know. I heard he's gonna be fun because all I hear from Joe and Bussy over with the Angels is that this guy takes unreal batting practice. So I'm looking forward to watching that. But if Wizzy wants to do it, I'd love to see him in it too.
All right, we'll let KB get ready to head to LA.
So yeah, that was we were talking about Chris Bryant and what he was talking about as far as the Operation Sticky stuff was concerned. But I really wanted to run it back just to give the people
the perspective, the context.
Chris Bryant is one of those guys, man. Like when you talk to him, he's easygoing. He's a likable guy. He's a student of the game. Like the depth that he gives these questions, you can tell that he's really listening, and he's just not giving you some old base level answer.
He got some good questions too. That was a pretty good media session. Shout out to those guys.
Because it's different when you're in the clubhouse and you can kind of and get the guys one-on-one.
You know how we do.
But when it's Zoom, usually the guys are only available when obviously the starting pitcher is available, but usually it's the guy who's the star of the night or the guy who has a big night that comes to the media session. And Chris kind of hopped off the schneid last night.
Completely media chosen.
Yeah.
Complete. The people, you don't get to go talk to anybody.
Exactly. So he hit a home run last night, so he was made available. And, it was just good stuff. It was interesting stuff outside of the Operation Sticky stuff question. But
that was great.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was great. For him to say that they were giving the pitchers a cop-out earlier because, you have pitchers on your team. Yeah, I mean, you kind of want to not play the middle, but you wanted to walk the line. Then you see these, like you said, you see these curveballs curving, looking like the St. Louis Arch. Just, yeah, I mean, it's like, hold on, brother. What the hell is going on inside of that glove? Okay, so that was pretty cool to hear. I hear the singer different too, and I feel like as competitors, we've been, seeing people like Peter Alonso come on like, yeah, it don't make a difference. I'm gonna do my thing still. But here comes Chris Bryant saying, no, I haven't seen too much difference in spin on the ball, but let me tell you, yes, there's a difference in what they do with the stuff that they were allowed to put on. You know what I mean? So he's happy that it's changed, and that's what's up. So, yeah, Gino, that was dope. Shout out to Chris Bryant, who, of course, I'm always reading it between the lines. You saw him you talked about L.A. and Joe Madden a little bit. So, I don't know, man. The trade deadline coming up, I don't know what they telling Chris Bryant, but he looks kind of resigned. He looks more comfortable than I've seen him look in years. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing his worth. He's showing, again, that when he's healthy, he's easily one of the top players in baseball. I think he's the leading vote getter at third base for the All-Star game.
That's what's up.
So he'll be making another
Rightfully
trip
so.
to Denver. Yeah, and
that home run derby though. Have you been seeing the man Ohtani?
Yeah,
the all-star pitcher and all-star hitter kind of caliber season. So
Yeah.
And he had a 480 footer earlier this year.
Bomb.
A bomb. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this home run derby coming up in a couple of weeks. I just got a notification saying Pete Alonso was in. They're trying to get our boy Eugene in it. So
really,
Eugene, they say he's campaigning, and they I don't know if they filled every spot yet. So would be cool to see Eugene get in, see if he can put on a show. He hasn't, I think he broke a 0 for 21 slump, and he's had a couple of those. I know he was like 0 for 15, then 0 for 19, and then just 0 for 21 before he got a hit yesterday. So I don't know if, MLB really wants to see him, try to hit home runs. But
well, you heard what Chris Bryant said, man. The home run derby is taxing.
It is, bro. Come on, you just swinging
away,
like at least 100 times in an hour.
And it's not even your natural swing.
You're swinging for the fences.
Yeah,
you're complete, and it's not the same pitch. They're coming in different.
It's BP.
If you're a hitter, would you want somebody to come in and throw a little harder than usual than for a home run derby?
I feel like BP is cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you get your BP coach or somebody who, like Chris Bryant, maybe his dad was throwing to him, or you have the guy who throws you BP all the time. You really just want that consistency. Somebody who knows where you like it,
Mm-hmm.
Your sweet spot. So, I mean, home run derby has always been interesting to me. But, yeah, it's taxing. And, like Chris Bryant said, he only did one round. So imagine having to do 2, 3, and then you make the finals, and now you got to do that last round. And, they switched the home run derby rules up every couple of years. So who knows what it's going to be this year.
Yeah, I mean, all that kind of stuff. I'm mad you got me thinking about MLB The Show over here, G, and how difficult it is to hit, and how I use the home run derby to find out where I like the pitches for the regular game. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, yeah, it's you know what? I haven't touched MLB The Show in so long. I've been playing Madden, bro, when I do pick up the stick. So it's a new one coming out. I don't know if anybody has a PS5 and is gonna be grabbing that Madden, but come on and you can take an L from me. I can serve you up an L anytime you want it, guys.
I'm gonna lead you to that Madden, man. I'm MLB The Showed out. I get a game in at least once a night.
We can do that. We can do the show. We
get us a league going. The group chat, man. We supposed to get us a league going.
Come on, Gino.
Man.
What's your gamer tag, Joe?
Peace to the God, I think.
I think I'm big GTD out here. So yeah.
No, I'm Peace. Yeah, I'm Peace God.
Yeah, the same. Like on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, man. Just find me out there. Add me as a friend, and I'll give you an L. You want to put some bread on it? We can do that too. I'm all about a secondary form of income.
Yeah, that's understood. Definitely got to put up the bread in the man. You know what's crazy? On the PS5 controller, you get the voice, the voice feature, even if you don't have the headphones. So I was killing somebody, and I pressed a button on my controller, and the mic thing turned on, and then I started getting all of the crazy like young cat saying all this wild stuff to me. I'm like, gee, yeah, look, I only play this game like once a month, fam, and you're getting your ass kicked. So just turned the mic off after that.
Well, look, man, I guess we can take us another break. When we come back on the other side, I know you want to talk NBA playoffs.
Got to talk about our boy D-Book.
Great game last night. Suns go up 2-0. The
DeAndre Ayton. A couple of people on the Suns coming out.
DeAndre Ayton has been playing lights out back at the crib in Phoenix.
The Valley, yeah.
We got the Bucks and the Hawks starting tonight. Should be a good series, man. I know a lot of people are down on the playoffs because there's no KD, there's no Steph.
I'm not hearing that. I don't care. I think it's some great basketball on deck.
There's some great basketball being played, man. But we can talk about it on the other side. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
This is it. Day one. The red letter edition. Big Luda. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. Before I finish breathing, I'm moving the masses like minister speeches, penning classics as I finish my thesis. Not a pastor or a preacher, my passion is deeper. Rapper / teacher, trying to master the teachings past the sinister streets and moving bags past the police is speeding fast in the evening. The truth is, it's all about eating, but I'm feeding food for thought for those either fasting or feasting. Putting faith in my beliefs when I'm speaking, looking straight till I'm decent, at peace with no fear, believing it's real. I tell them it's heaven, but it's hard when you talking to niggas with no ears. From clouds of chronic coughing and sessions off, walking and stressing, straight lost in the essence. I pause for a second with my thoughts and reflections. I take my losses as lessons, but it's all just a blessing, and that's the mess. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, in an instant, friendships in quick in the music business. It used to be just music, now it's just business. The relentless pursuit for loot, dividends and interest, hidden agendas, leaving you defenseless against them. Not to mention intentions niggas to benefit from you penning authentic sentences. Shit for the spinach, niggas done did it. Listen, while you scribbling, picturing images of living on premises surrounded by fences and different women in silky linens, bending and grinning. Intended rentals, you slipping, cause these VIX is out, tricking your chips in. The game's cutthroat, rules was laid back in the day before rappers got paid by sponsors that slung dope. And shit ain't really changed beside the amount of change. The game, famous names, so these lames get front. So I change the game, see my future through the blunt smoke. So high, looking at my future through the blunt smoke. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah.
Man, we trying to put y'all on to what we on, man. Just rotate with us, man. You on the soil with the bigs. Got my player partner T-Tom to my right holding me down. And man, make sure y'all share the video, man. Continue to rock with the brothers. The love is much appreciated. And you know what we do over here at the Bigs with the What's in It for the Black People Media Network, man. We all about ownership. We all about owning the black voice. And we all about pushing the content and the culture forward, man.
Absolutely. That's exactly what the Bigs is on. Been doing it since 2015, Gino. You know how we get down.
Yeah, man. Continue to help us, man. Continue to support the brand. Continue to share the video, buy the merch, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hop on the soil with us. Diamond Talk Live with us. See us in the streets. Show us some love. Like we said, man, we don't call them fans. We don't call them followers. We don't call them supporters. We call y'all family members. There is none of this without the family members. So continue to turn our comment section up. We see everybody out there on YouTube. We see everybody out there on Facebook. We see everybody out there on Twitter and Periscope holding us down. So, again, the love is much, much appreciated, man.
Definitely, Gino, man. Speaking of the NBA, the way we mentioned it on the other side of the break, man. The Phoenix Suns and the Clippers went head-to-head yesterday in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Still no Chris Paul. Still no Kawhi Leonard.
So CP3 bike for Game 3, though, huh?
I saw that the word is that he could be available.
CP3 is bike for Game 3.
They say he's back.
Official.
It's official?
CP3 is back for Game 3.
Well, that went yesterday. And the final second of the game is even bigger than, man, because I'm sure the Clippers were trying to go back to L.A. 1-1 before Chris Paul got back involved with this series. And unfortunately, man, I don't know if you've seen that or, any replays of that last
I saw the
alley-oop to Aiden.
Yeah, I saw the last game. I saw the last like 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the game.
Bro, it was an absolutely beautiful pass from Jay Crowder out of bounds behind the basket to DeAndre Ayton for game. And I honestly don't remember the last time I've seen that play work. So for it to happen in the Western Conference Finals is huge, man. DeAndre Ayton went off. I'm looking at his stat line now. He ended with 24 and 14, but was involved all game. But I feel like if you caught any bit of that game, you know that the MVP of that game was Cameron Payne, bruh.
Killer Cam Payne.
And he had a very good regular season and has turned it up in the postseason, making sure that the Suns haven't missed a beat, even though Chris Paul has been like in and out of the lineup this whole playoffs. He had the injury in the first round. Cameron Payne stepped in and did his thing. Now, while he is in protocol, he had a great game in Game 1, but then comes in Game 2 with an even better game. And I'm wondering, again, I'm like
30-9.
It's
a campaign.
Like
man.
A 55% shooting, like he was on point from everywhere. So
it helps when you can get away from the Bulls' toxic environment and also Russell Westbrook.
And you know what? I thought the correlation, because Monty Williams coached him in Oklahoma City when they drafted him.
Right.
And he said that Monty Williams called him like, I don't care who's looking at you, I want you. And he's like, I packed my bags immediately, and I was in Phoenix the next day.
And never forget Cameron Payne was drafted right after Devin Booker in that draft.
And he did. Cameron Payne had a decent college career. Like,
bro, you don't make the NBA draft.
He had a very good college career.
First round pick and you can't hoop.
Yeah, but it's all coming to a head right now. Definitely, enjoying
Murray
watching.
State product.
Yeah,
You've
so I'm
seen
saying,
numerous
like,
guys.
period.
Campaign, Isaiah. What was Isaiah Cannon?
Yeah.
Najah.
Talented offensive players, man.
Yeah.
Offensive point guard. So, very huge win for a Clippers team that I feel like.
Hold on. Chris Williams says it was an offensive foul if we want to be technical.
Which one?
Well, you only talked about one play.
DeAndre Ayton alley-oop?
Are you talking about a technical offensive foul on Devin Booker's screen? Let me know, Chris. Let me know what you're talking about in the comments.
Definitely break it down to us, Chris. Let me know. But
I thought it was a great job by Ty Lue inserting Boogie Cousins in there to guard the inbound pass.
Oh yeah.
But what he didn't do was cut that side of you kind of want to force everything to the corner. You want to force that ball to the corner and turn it into a 3-point shot than rather giving him an open look at the basket.
They let Ayton cut down the middle of the lane.
And Zubac,
he got a pretty good screen. He got clipped just enough where he was a good step behind DeAndre Ayton. He was in the air by the time Zubac got close.
But Zubac, regardless, he's not. That's barbecue chicken for DeAndre Ayton. You saw him get bammed on in the first half off the Jay Crowder alley-oop.
Exactly.
So
And
Zubac
that was nasty.
he's not athletic enough to keep up with DeAndre Ayton, and I think it was a great play call by Monty Williams. Saw a lot of people talking about it was goaltending. There's just no way that can be goaltending.
It's coming from
you got to know the rules of basketball.
It
Yes,
has
it's
to
an
be a shot.
out-of-bounds pass.
Yeah.
Come on,
And you can't shoot. Like if that bucket went from out of bounds, it wouldn't have counted.
Right.
So
Yeah, the Clippers, they did everything they had to do. They were that close to getting out of there 1-up. Pandemic P showed up, and when it counted most.
Man,
and that was really
missing both the free throws.
Yeah, it was really a ball don't lie type of situation. And this goes back to what we were saying in the beginning. The NBA got to chill with going to the tables after every call. All I got to do is this, and now you going to the table to check it.
And so I went back and looked at that. Because
Devin Booker and Pat Bev.
Well, it was a call, I think, on the Clippers, and they changed it to a foul on Devin Booker
early on in the game.
No, this is in the fourth quarter. This is one of the calls they looked at for like 15 minutes
before, like when in the fourth.
This
quarter?
was the first call that I think they looked at.
Okay,
so it was like 7 or 6 minutes in or something like that.
Okay,
and it wasn't a foul call on Devin Booker. Or even on that part of the play, they ended up calling a foul after the replay on Devin Booker. I'm like, you can't do that though. Like the officiating yesterday was terrible, bruh. It was absolutely terrible. You can't if you go look at the replay, you have to look at the play that's under review. You can't look at another section of the play and say,
"Oh, that's what they do."
Oh, that's a foul.
No, that's
there.
the new rule. They changed the rule this year. So you can do that now.
They said they read the rule on the radio.
The NBA don't even follow their own rules.
That's what I'm saying. The rule clearly said that you have to the only play that can be altered is
the one that's being challenged. Exactly.
So you can't create if you see a foul that you missed.
Yeah, they don't.
You can't be like, oh, that's a foul.
They don't even follow their own rules, bro. So I don't. As far as the NBA is concerned, like I said, that last 2 minutes took approximately 23 minutes because every time Pat Bev did this, they went over there and looked at the replay, and then it takes 7 minutes for you to look at the replay 100 times. It's ridiculous. It's taking the air out of the out of the stadium. Excuse me. And then when you talk about that last play, Phoenix didn't have no more timeouts, so that was a plus for Monty Williams to be able to go over there while they checking to see how much time was left on the clock. Now he can go over there and write his play up.
Unlimited timeouts, bro. Unlimited timeouts if you include the reviews that every single play has to get reviewed. We got to see who the last fingertip.
Stop it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like the reviews definitely have to be addressed at some point in the offseason, G. Definitely takes away from the flow of the end of the game when it shouldn't just be stopped every 2 minutes, bro. Come on.
Yeah, you're taking away the flow of the game, and like I said, the eye test reigns supreme, man. It's like that same play happens all the time in the NBA. Like, okay, yes, was it out on Devin Booker? Yeah, it was. He was the last one to touch the ball. But come on, man.
What about our boy Devin Booker about to become a masked man, G? He got his nose broke yesterday.
You really won't be under the Kobe Act, huh?
Did you see it was somebody in the stands with the Steve Nash picture,
the lady with
the
Steve.
broken, and that's exactly what he looked like. I think he put a picture up this morning, and oh boy, the nose is about as wide as his face right now. So definitely glad to see he was able to stay in the game. He didn't need stitches or anything like that, and did you see he got hurt and put up a couple of buckets? I'm like, oh yeah, he's fine. He'll be okay. But I think for the rest of the playoffs, he's going to be in a mask.
Well, like I said, that was really a ball don't lie type of situation.
And the Clippers are huffed, though. I feel like without Kawhi, they just don't have it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
And it was a 1-point game. I know, but nah. You know what I mean? This is one of those games I feel like you say was the Clippers' best chance to kind of get in there and cause some havoc, and they didn't get it. You lose this one, and it's like, okay, man.
Well, to the Clippers' advantage, they have been down 2-0 both series before this one, and they came back and won a series.
And Chris Paul is coming back now.
I agree, and I also just think that Phoenix is a much better team than those other two teams.
Even with Kawhi, you think? Oh, you think the Clippers are better than the two teams they face?
No, I'm saying the Phoenix Suns are better than the two teams the Clippers have come back from down 2-0 against.
Oh, yeah.
With Chris Paul coming back is going to be an even bigger feat. But, if Kawhi somehow busts through that, that Clippers door and can, give them anything, I'm not writing the Clippers. I'm not writing them out
I'm writing them out unless Kawhi is away from the campus right now because he's getting a robot leg. Okay, because that's what it's going to take for Kawhi to get back on the court, man. I don't know what, I'm interested in the next update that they give on Kawhi because they're doing a pretty good job of keeping it close to the chest. Because if Kawhi finds if he's still intact, you know what I mean, if he didn't tear anything, which we know is the fear, then he should be back at some point. We saw him Embiid play on a small tear with a meniscus, but it did affect his game. So of course it did.
And Joel and Kawhi has he got 3 rings?
He got 2 with San Antonio, 1 with Toronto.
Yeah,
yes.
So, we talking about 2 different players. Kawhi probably ain't in no rush. If he's not 90%, he's in no rush to get back.
You think so?
Why would he be?
I see, because I think if he was 90%, he'd be back. I think you're talking about around 50%.
Oh, well, it's over with.
Yeah, man.
But it's also that competitive advantage where if we do say Kawhi is out for the series, now you get to game plan for us for the next 4 games with no Kawhi. If we leave it in the air, whether he's coming back or not, now you can't game plan. You just gotta go out on a whim. So smart on the Clippers' part. I do think there's something in the rules that says
they have to disclose.
You have to disclose the injury
eventually.
Yeah. So, man, I know Kawhi's getting that 24-hour grade A treatment, but like I said, this is a guy who's been on and off with injuries the last few years, and if there's any discomfort, which I'm pretty sure there is, then I don't think Kawhi is in any rush to get back. So. Again, the Clippers are just going to have to find a way. It's always good to get back to the crib, like you said, get some home cooking, sleep in your own bed. Don't have to get on a plane. Don't have to get on a bus to get to the, to the arena. You drive your own whip, get a peace of mind. And I know Paul George is, for the most part, Paul George is a clutch free throw shooter. It happens sometimes. He came to the mic and said it, I jag. He jacked. Like, they had a chance to go back 1 up. If he hits one of the free throws, it's a 2-point game. The best they do is tie.
Yeah.
3-point game is probably over with.
Yeah.
So he was 5 for 10 that on the night. Just wasn't those 2. Yeah, man, and that happened. So Paul George has played well this playoff series. Going back, I know him, Reggie. Pat's been, giving the team some.
No, but Reggie Jackson, first of all, is definitely. I can't front. I was tripping the last couple of games. The man is taking his game to a different place. But the Clippers right now definitely are Paul George's squad. You know what I mean? He's definitely the most important person over there. So you take that one on the chin. He had a chance to ice it. And but yeah, that one stings a little bit.
And if you Ty Lue, it's like, hey man, we were that close. This is what you tell your ball club on the plane ride back to LA. We were that close to getting out of there 1-up and having home court advantage. So, they would have loved to go home 1-up, but again, they've been down 2-0 both series before. It would be the storyline of the Clippers season if they could come back 2-0, win this series, and take a trip to the NBA Finals for the first time in ever.
Yeah, it'll be ever. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm rooting for the Suns, but let's go to the other side real quick. Milwaukee and Atlanta kick off tonight. Are these two unusual?
No, because a lot of people.
A lot of people expected the Bucks to be there.
I picked Milwaukee over Brooklyn when I thought KD, Kyrie, and James Harden would be there. So Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Lucky guess, no.
I mean, I just felt like I felt like they added exactly what they needed. They added some toughness. They added some guys who could hold the rest of the team accountable. And a guy like PJ Tucker, who's been around the world. Drew Holiday, who's kind of seen his share of things around the NBA. You got a guy like Bobby Portis coming off the bench who can add some firepower, some toughness. And I always said it's going to come down to a defensive stop. I don't think you can outscore. I know better offense beats better defense, but I still think in the NBA in a 7-game series is going to come down to who can get the stop that matters the most. And I feel like Milwaukee is probably the toughest team left.
That's a good way to put it as far as defensively.
In the NBA right now. Mm-hmm. Phoenix is a great defensive team. Take nothing away from them. Jay Crowder, Chris Paul. Team defense as a whole, DeAndre Ayton. I think they're playing as good a defense as I feel like Milwaukee can play. But when it comes down to it, I mean, they still got Giannis. He's a walking 34 and 14, regardless of how he gets it. It's about the others. Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
You're going to need somebody else to step up. So it'll be interesting, Milwaukee and Atlanta. I picked Milwaukee in 6. I just think that, they're Trae Young is going to have his hands full with Drew Holiday.
He's going to have his hands full because he's going to be seeing everybody. He's going to be seeing Drew Holiday with Chris Middleton shadowing with Giannis somewhere close.
But if I'm Mike Budenholzer, Drew Holiday, your job is to hound this guy for 40 minutes. Drew Holiday is one of those guys. His offense, he's not that point guard in the NBA. Mm. He can get 17 to 18 points a game because he's crafty. He can get into the lane. He can finish with both hands.
Get easy shots.
His job is to make Trae Young's night as miserable as it can be. And then now you make the rest of the Atlanta Hawks beat you.
See, now that's going to be fun because Trae Young can make his night miserable.
I agree.
It can definitely flip. But you know what, Gino? This at least from Atlanta's perspective with Trae Young, it's kind of giving me like D-Rose versus the Heat vibes. I'm wondering, because I know that one-on-one, nobody on the Bucks can handle Trae Young. You know what I mean? But I
think Drew Holiday can handle.
So?
Oh yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I think Drew Holiday one-on-one, he can stay with Trae Young. Now Trae Young is shifty. He's gonna get his. I mean, it's the NBA, so you can't. It's not like you can play him tough and aggressive. Yeah. Maybe you can because again, if you establish Drew Holiday, I think he's established himself. Like PJ Tucker, the way they let him play KD still
Slap
got 30 a game.
In his face, yeah.
But you can play.
Who was DJ said if he's scoring 30 a game, are you actually guarding him? Are you actually slowing him down?
If he shoots 7 for 25 rather than 14 for 21, yeah, you slowed him down. It's obvious. We all watch the same games. Great players are gonna do them, but you can make their nights. You can make it tough on them where they have to step their game up another notch. Trae Young, this is his first time in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's never seen this before.
It was his first time in the.
That's what I'm saying. He stepped his game. Stepped his game up every round. So now it's a trip to the finals on the line, bro. Now let's see you step it up another notch.
And here's what I like about the way the young guys have been playing in the playoffs as a whole. D-Book, DeAndre Ayton, they like forget this I got next mentality. Like, nah, we in here now. we know that these chances, we've learned from the people that come before us. I mean, Trae Young watched D Rose. You know what I mean? They know that these opportunities don't come often.
Especially with, no LeBron.
Man,
no
exactly.
AD, KD. Let's take advantage.
Trae Young is learning on the run right now.
No doubt.
Like, he's learning on a game-by-game basis and implementing it into the series. Like, this man put the fork, even though he didn't shoot great or have a great offensive game, he put the fork in Philly.
In Game 7?
Yeah, like, he helped put the fork in Philly.
He led the team.
100%, bro.
He led the team.
That's what has me feeling like the Hawks have a chance.
Oh, they got a chance. There's no doubt. They're here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Trae Young has kind of scaled his game back a little bit, he's become a little more selfless. He doesn't take a lot of those rah-rah threes from half court like he was doing early on in the season.
He'll still take a couple.
Yeah, he'll take them, but he'll take them when they come
within the
in the flow of the game.
He will.
But then again, when he's 2 for 21 down the stretch, it's like, okay, I don't have to be the hero. Kevin Werder is having a night of his life. Let me continue to feed him. The eyes are on me regardless because they know that at any time I can put the dagger in them. I did it. Who did they beat in the first series? The Knicks.
They got rid of the Knicks. Then they got rid of Philly.
Then he just did it in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obvious what he can do. But it's like when you got a guy like Kevin Werder going, he got Seth Curry on him all game. Let me continue to feed him. And then once they double him and try to stop him, now I'm wide open and I can finish these guys off.
Yeah.
So I definitely think they got a chance, but yeah, I'm going with Milwaukee in 6. But I want to see the adjustments because Mike Budenholzer, they're going to have to do something different than they did in that Brooklyn series, man.
I'm going for chaos, Gino. You know I want to see the house burn down. I'm definitely looking at the Bucks like, I respect y'all. You know what I mean? Especially for getting some dirt off your shoulders in this playoff run. You went through the Heat who put you out last time, and then you go through the Nets who I feel like are building, Megatron. Like, this may be your only opportunity to beat them, and they did that. So I feel like they're looking at Atlanta like if this is the final boss before we get to the finals, we've beaten dogs with bigger bark. But I'm looking to see if Trae Young can kind of transform, if he can continue to transform into this elite point guard, bro. Like, the man, honestly, we spent a lot of time talking about how the game has changed and offensively, the three-point shooting has gotten kind of out of hand. But Trae Young, bro, utilizes every single piece of the basketball court. You know what I mean? On offense, and I love it. It's very entertaining to watch. Please give me 14 more games of Atlanta Hawks basketball. I've enjoyed them so far this postseason, and if it's a postseason bandwagon, I'm definitely on that one. So
yeah, I'd rather see the Milwaukee Bucks in the finals. I'm not gonna trip. I'm not fully on the Hawks bandwagon. I like what they're doing.
Did you hear them on First Take today? Did you? Stephen A. I woke up and was watching Stephen A. and he was praying to God that the Hawks are going to send the Bucks home because he don't want to spend any time
in Milwaukee.
I'm like, gee,
man,
Milwaukee
you got a
ain't
job.
that bad,
You got
man.
a job to do, screaming. They be cool.
Period. G. He's like, I've never rooted for the Atlanta Hawks so much because I do not. I repeat, I do not want to go to Milwaukee. He said, he was like, we were in Orlando last year. The great place, Miami the year, whatever. So Milwaukee's not that bad, fam.
Stephen A. ain't plugged in. That's why he don't want to go to Milwaukee.
I've heard that the weed is pretty good there. So
I'm seeing Randy Spann said ATL in 6. Chris said I'm with T.
There we go.
ATL in 6.
There we go. Come on.
Lemon Pepper Lou Will would be Lemon Pepper Lou Will. Lemon Pepper Lou will be a key player this series. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
They definitely got to
gonna
get
help
that.
put a dagger at some point.
Yeah, you need that veteran presence who's been through this.
He's underrated for sure. As far as what he brings to Atlanta off the bench.
Do you think Lou Will and Jamal Crawford should be in the Hall of Fame?
Definitely Jamal Crawford. I feel like he transcended the six-man position in a way, that we haven't seen. His ability to score off the bench.
What about Lou Will?
Well, he kind of came in after Jamal a little bit, kind of like one of his sons. I feel like Lou was the first proof or piece of proof that Jamal Crawford, that his role was one that was going to be around. Yeah. So definitely those two. How many 6-man awards does
they
Lou Will?
probably got about 5 or 6
between them. Yeah, man, definitely. And then the longevity that Lou Will has. Honestly,
Lou
I'm
Will
disappointed.
still looks like he's in his early 20s.
Period, G. And can get hot like he's still in his 20s.
Yeah.
And why is Jamal Crawford not in the league? Like,
that's another story.
Yeah, I mean, he spent the whole season basically telling teams, I could be out there. I see y'all need point guards. But shout out to those guys who definitely, honestly, Gino, deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
I see Cuzzo Nixon in the building. Cuz been holding this, him and T. West been going back about Trae Young and Steph Curry on Facebook all year. Cuz been holding the Trae Young flag all year. So Cuzzo, look, I'm looking at you right now. If Trae Young can somehow knock off the Milwaukee Bucks, we can have that conversation. I'm not fully on the Trae Young bandwagon. Again, I like what he's done so far. He's continued to one-up his performances series after series, and he's definitely in that discussion. But now is the time. If he can somehow knock off the Milwaukee Bucks, like I said, I think Drew Holiday is going to give Trae Young a run for his money. And if Trae Young can get off on Drew Holiday, lead the Atlanta Hawks to an Eastern Conference Finals win, and get them guys into the NBA Finals.
So who was guarding? Who took the task on Trae? It was Ben Simmons, right?
Like the last, a little bit. Ben Simmons couldn't really. It's the game plan. It's the game plan. So Ben Simmons knew that Trae Young could get around him at all times. So he used his height and his length, kind of,
the classic.
And it worked a little bit. Trae was 4 for 23, 5 for 23 that game. But again, sometimes you got to throw the numbers out and you got to look at the play.
Look at the situation.
Trae gets a little loosey-goosey with the ball at times. It's my whole thing with Steph. That's really my only knock on Steph. I wouldn't call it a knock, but that's really the only thing that kind of irks me about Steph. And it's the same thing with Trae. Trae he's a young guy. So like you said, he's learning on the fly, and I think he's done an outstanding job. And again, we got to give the credit to the Hawks because they're talented young guys, but also let's not let what Nate McMillan has done go unnoticed, because again, he's given those guys an identity and he's given them a defensive presence. The game starts on the defensive end. We got enough talent to score 110, 115 points a night, but we got to be able to get stops down towards the end of the game. You got Clint Capella, John Collins, those guys who can kind of lock in defensively and anchor the team. So I like what Trae is doing, but I want to see him take these guys to the next level. It's open season now. No LeBron, no Steph, no KD.
It's up for grabs.
It's open. It's up for grabs. So
it's like the WWF when the Royal Rumble where they just got the belt hanging, this is on the line. It's up for grabs. But so I think Game 1 is going to be a nice indication of what we.
And I'm not rooting for Milwaukee. Like I don't have a dog in the fight. I just think Milwaukee is the better team.
Yeah.
But I'm all for watching these young guys show and prove.
Flourish, man.
Get the black man in the NBA Finals.
Come on, Nate. Come on, G. Come on, Nate. I definitely feel like he's looking for an opportunity to show that he's one of the best coaches in the league or basketball minds in the league. He gets that respect behind the scenes anyway. I definitely looking forward to seeing how he attacks Giannis and Chris Middleton and those guys. But Gino, I think my bro Drake is watching, so I gotta mention the fact that back tap that you had just mentioned. You were mentioning that
Ben
Simmons can get Drake, my homeboy Drake, brother from another. When we were in high school, he mastered that move, bruh. Like I used to see coaches get pissed that they couldn't stop Drake. Drake would almost let you the bullfighters just let you go past him because his arms were long enough
all day. Get that ball
free
from
fall,
behind.
fast break. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Drake mastered that move,
and
bruh.
I'm surprised because a lot of times in high school and college they don't let you get away with that because it's just the defense, defense in general. And that's not how you play defense.
He would get called.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But most of the time it was clear. The ball, they would be dribbling. The ball just go poof.
That
like
you
the
know it's
peanut
all
butter-
ball.
Exactly. You
Right.
know it's all ball. So shout out to Drake for mastering that. He used to drive, of course he got me with it a couple of times. I'm thinking I'm past him. Next thing I know, the ball is out my
Give me
hands,
those
bro.
cookies.
Yeah, so yeah, shout out to you, bro.
Hey, man, before we got about 6-7 minutes left, before we talk about NBA draft lottery, you know my mama is on our heels in the comment section. You didn't even have to go there because, we Chicago Sky guys
Oh
over
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, we definitely
Sky
was
picked
gonna
up
sky it
their 6th win in a row yesterday. They beat the New York Liberty by a dub. I think Sabrina Ionescu, however you say her last name, she might have only had a fan of 6 points last night. Candace putting in work out there. I saw her hit the 3 ball. I saw her break somebody down,
With all of
dime
that,
up.
yeah.
Saw her take somebody off the dribble, spin middle, jump hook with the left.
CPG.
The real CP3.
Come on, G. Candace Parker has definitely come and been very entertaining, like you said. G. She out there hooping, bro. It's different with her on the squad, and like you said last time, Diamond DeShields is finding a groove. Vandersloot, everybody's playing well right now, and just look like they're having a lot more fun.
Exactly.
They just having a lot more fun out there.
They are 8-7 now. Last time we talked about the Sky last week, they were in 8th place. I think they were 5-7.
Yeah, they third place now.
Now they're in 5th. They're
Okay.
5th behind the Washington Mystics at 8-7, 6-game win streak. 7-2 in the conference, 3-5 at the crib, 5-2 away, 6-4 in their last 10, and a winning streak.
Oh,
of
the
6
arrow
in
is
a row.
pointing up. If you're that good on the road,
It's only gonna come together at home.
At home, it's gonna come together at home. Like, yeah, the arrow is definitely pointing up for the Sky. Come on, let's get to some WNBA playoffs. Let's see if the Sky can go ahead and stretch this thing out. So,
And we
definitely
talked
shout
about
out to the women.
We talked about the Sky. It was championship or bust when we got Candace Parker this year. Like we said, we know what Vanda Quiggs is going to give us. We know Diamond DeShields coming off the injury. She's chomping at the bit to show the WNBA that she may be the most versatile player out there. And, when we first started covering Diamond, we thought that she had WNBA MVP written all over her.
Facts, like it was just one waiting on her. Yes.
Yeah, but health is the key to success.
Yes.
And she's slowly but surely finding her way back. Now with Candace there, you can kind of find yourself. Candace is obviously the leader of the team. She may be on the downwards, on the downside of her career, but she's still the GOAT. She's still extremely valuable to a team.
Yes.
And I think that can kind of just let, like you said, Diamond and Vander Quiggs and Stephanie Dawson and some of the girls who've been there for the longest kind of, just mold themselves together, find that niche, find their true identities together. And when it's playoff time, man, when you got Candace leading the way, especially on the defensive end, let's not talk about the impact she has on the defensive end, guarding and hitting the glass and starting the fast break and all the things that lead to winning playoff basketball. So I'm excited to see them.
Man, and you know what? Like you said, we're some WNBA guys, honestly, bro. I've spent the last couple of days kind of in some, it's a lot of drama that's been going on with women's basketball, especially with the USA team being selected.
Yeah.
I was personally surprised that Candace Parker didn't end up selected on the team. But as a whole, it was a bunch of back and forth about our girl, Chiney Ogwumike.
Yeah, she didn't make it either?
Didn't make the team.
That's a travesty, a sham, and a mockery.
President of the WNBA Players Association.
Stop. Somebody needs to be fired.
MVP. Champion. NCAA champion. And has never been on an Olympic team, bro. And she's played in the World Games. Was the leader of the team in the World Games, that weren't the Olympics. So
somebody needs to be fired, bro.
Bro, I wish I can bring the thread up to you. I wish I wasn't having a brain fart now. But one of the WNBA players just laid in to the selection committee and broke it down like this is a UConn bias. This is basically, the USA team is basically a UConn alumni team.
Wow.
And that gets posed as a USA team. And she was like, during the Olympics, it's going to be events that only the UConn alum participate in, all of that. She was basically looking at Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird who are, just got their 5th Olympic selection. Like, why
Are
are
they
they
40
still
years old?
40 years old. 5 Olympics, bruh. 5 Olympics that they've been a part
They
of.
played in the 90s.
Played in the late 90s, like the 99.
Well, that was 20 years ago.
20 years, bruh. And don't forget, Diana Taurasi cracked her chest, so she was hurt and still got on the roster. And she was like, but Candace Parker, they tried to tell me Candace Parker was hurt, but Diana Taurasi just cracked the middle of her chest open. And Sue Bird is like, of course, the elder statesman. But, of course, you got Gino Uriema, who's on the selection, who's the coach.
So you already know what
You
time
already know
it
what
is.
it is. But for Shanae Aguma, KG, to not get selected, it's like, gee, who like, she's the face of the league. Like, what is wrong with y'all? So, but of course it's still a killer squad. Asia Wilson, Breonna Stewart.
Breonna Stewart is a dog.
Oh yeah, big time. But yeah, so for anybody that's been paying attention to the WNBA, it's been an interesting season.
NBA draft lottery. I told y'all the Bulls will cook. We would not get a top 4 pick. The Bulls.
They had a chance. And it just, it didn't go down. They ended up with the
We
8th
don't
pick.
deserve it.
So now what do you mean by you don't deserve it? Like,
I'm not going, bro.
Gino, I think it's still kind of stinky from the Garpax thing for you because I when you look at it in whole, they just traded the 8th pick in the draft for Nikola Vucevic.
And I'm not mad at the Nikola Vucevic trade. I'm not mad at that at all.
But that's basically what it boils down
That's
to.
fine, because I'm sick of every year we get the 7th pick and it's like, okay, we got the 7th pick. Let's see what this guy is going to turn into. I'm sick of that.
Would you not rather have the 7th or 8th pick for Vuce, for sure upgrade on the Bulls squad?
I'm fine with having Nikola Vucevic. They didn't have a chance to jail last year. I know, like you said, it's like a 50-50 situation with Bulls Nation right now. But him and Zach, okay, that's cool right now. Let's see what happens this offseason.
That's what's most important.
Right.
Like I said at the top of the show, we just get a clear idea of how this summer has to be attacked by the Bulls. It's going to be about free agency.
But it's also about
trades.
who wants to come here.
But see, and I feel like I'm not as worried about that as I think most of the fan base is. At least as far as reaction to the draft lottery goes, I think it was obvious, but it's because we got new guys running the show. I feel like if Arturis and Mark Eversley were depending on the lottery balls, then they would have never made that trade. They made the trade knowing that they're not going to have a first round pick.
Right.
And that this season is going to be, their avenue to building around what they have now is going to be free agency and trades. And if you like that, I feel like the videos that the Bulls posted, we shouldn't ignore them. We saw how Arturis is trying to position himself as a player-friendly guy. You know what I mean? Like, Arturis is not going to be up top watching the game. He's going to be in the tunnel waiting for you to shake your hand. I think all of that stuff is, that was clues into the game plan, bro. And I feel like I haven't looked at the, who's going to be doing their homework. You know what I mean? They have a line to these, to the other organizations. And honestly, Gino, I'm still excited.
I'm not excited.
For an opportunity for the Bulls to change their reputation. Yeah, I mean, the draft, I'm not a big draft guy anyway, unless you get the number 1 pick.
I mean, this draft is pretty deep.
It is deep.
And there are 4, 5, 6 guys who I feel like could be NBA stars.
6 guys.
At least 4.
If it's 6 guys, then that's
at least
that's
4.
One of those like generational changing drafts.
At least 4. I felt, we saw the Pistons, the Rockets, and the Cavaliers got 1, 2, and 3. A lot of people are saying the obvious choice for number 1 is Cade Cunningham. I agree, Cade Cunningham is probably the best overall player in the draft.
Got it, yeah.
But
and
they drafted
Killian
Hayes last year. So sometimes, like we in BC were talking about yesterday, it's funny how, these projections and who's the overall number 1 pick regardless,
it's not
but not even knowing the situation. How the draft lottery is going to play out. So I do think Cade Cunningham is the best player available, but if I'm the Pistons, I look at Jalen Green, who could possibly be the best scorer in the draft. If Killian Hayes is your future. I know he had a couple injuries last year. Didn't really pan out how I think the Pistons thought he would in his rookie year. And
our boy Vince Goodwin, for Yahoo Sports from Detroit. I think the first thing he said was that it's a lot of people that like Cade Cunningham in Detroit, and that's kind of going to be the tug of war. Do we go get the best player available regardless of fit on our team?
I mean, but you can
deal
use
with that later.
You can use Cade in a multitude of situations. Like obviously he did that for Oklahoma State, but now when you implement that into the NBA and it's a whole different ball game, I mean, I think he's more fit to play the NBA game. He can shoot it off the he can shoot it off the dribble. He can create space. He can create for others. He can shoot it off the bounce. He can come off the screen. He does a lot of things well offensively. What it's going to take for him is just getting used to it and putting the right pieces around him. I think he would probably be the consensus number one. Jalen Green probably number two. Maybe Houston, I don't know. Maybe they want to look at I don't know, Evan Mobley. I feel like Evan Mobley's probably the third guy. I feel like Houston probably needs a guy like Evan Mobley most. Some guy to kind of I know they got what's our guy came on during the season, got an ankle injury. Christian Wood.
Yeah, Christian Wood definitely was a super active cat.
But yeah, I'm looking at Evan Mobley, Jalen Green, and Cade Cunningham. Maybe Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga. As the first three.
It's definitely gonna be some jockeying for position. Y'all know how it goes. The Chicago draft combine is I feel like this weekend right around the corner.
Is this weekend?
It's either this weekend or next.
Okay.
I know it's it's one of the weekends in June. But yeah, y'all know what time it is. Go ahead, hit YouTube. Go ahead, look at your highlight reels, all of that. You got until July 29th, the date of the 2021 NBA draft. So we'll check back in and see if the Bulls have done anything since then. They do have a couple of issues, man. Kobe White, they messed around and hurt himself outside of Bulls activities. He's on the shelf after having surgery. So at least they said for like 3 or 4 months, bro. So hopefully this isn't as big as a hurdle as it seems to be. I feel like he's one of the guys that either you wanted to act like you wanted to either love or act like you love him because you may be able to trade him. But now that's kind of out of the window. So AK's job did get a little tougher. But I think he's more savvy than we're giving him credit for.
Well, before we get out of here, I just want to remind everybody, people keep flooding me talking about, man, he changed the culture in Denver. And I'm like, man, he wasn't the general manager or the president in the Denver Nuggets organization, bro. He was a piece of the puzzle over there. He's now the head honcho over here in Chicago.
See, he gets the respect, though.
Oh, he gets the respect, but you just got to show me. I'm from the show me state, bro.
He got a few pieces of Huff off of the team.
He did
that needed. You know what I mean? No more Wendell Carter. No more.
Well, go ahead,
Hutchison.
Go ahead, complete the Garpax
There's
era.
Still some Huff. They got to be removed. So yeah.
So
on that note, Gino, man, go ahead, get us up out of here, man.
Hey, man, much love to everybody who tapped in with us today on this. Wouldn't call it a beautiful. Well, yeah, it's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, regardless of the weather, man. We are back here for another edition of On the Soil, in the building with our family member Ron Rilla holding us down behind the boards. Up next, we got the brothers, cousin 2, Herb Howard, 1/3 of the kickoff kickback. Excuse me. We will be back in effect.
One half of I said what I said.
One half of I said what I said. 1/3 of the kickoff kickback that will return sometime probably in August or September to give you guys your NFL football vibes. But yes, the love is much appreciated.
My bad. I was going to give a White Sox update real quick. It is 2-2 after the Pirates put two runs on the board in the third inning. The White Sox got a solo home run from Larry Garcia and an RBI double for Tim for their 2 runs. So it's still tied up. Dylan Cease is on the mound. They're going to have to fight for this one, man. Go ahead and get it. Let's get a W on the board, White Sox.
Sox will be back home Thursday. The Cubs are off. Friday, excuse me. The Cubs are off today. They are in L.A. 4 games in L.A., 3 games in Milwaukee. I might go to Milwaukee. 3 games in Cincinnati before returning home July 5th to face the Philadelphia Phillies. So still first place baseball on both sides of town in Chicago, and first place never gets old. So for myself, for my player partner T-Tom, for Ron Rilla, for the What's in It for the Black People Media Network. Up next, cousin 2, Herb Howard. I said what I said. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on the network, 1 to 3 p.m. Make sure y'all tap in. Go take a quick break. Come back and lock in with the guys, man. So y'all know how we do over here at the Bigs. We show love. We spread love. We stay away from the haters. We make sure we circulate the dollar with our people.
Yes.
But most importantly, man, always, just continue to keep it player out there, man. And in the words of the late, great Chad Butler, known to most of y'all as Pimp C.
The Pimp.
Ron Rilla, are we queued up over there?
Yeah, go ahead. No. If you feel like saying it, go ahead.
Say this again. All the rappers in the South, I'm proud of everybody.
Hold on.
I'm proud of all the rappers in the South. I'm proud of everybody selling records in Atlanta.
That ain't what we was supposed to be. That ain't what was supposed to be going on.
That was Pimp C going off on some other stuff.
But here we go. In the words of the Pimp.
Get off the boo-boo.
We out of here, man. Herb, what up?
WIFTBPM.
Day one. Yes, sir. I like how that sound right there, man. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of inspirational. It's like everybody got a goal. They're trying to reach your life. They're trying to live, man. We bumps in the road. You got to keep pushing forward.